Happy Christmas Eve. Or Merry Christmas Eve from an Arkansas lake. I watched season 10, episode 12 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And what stands out is Wendy's argument with her mom and sister. I do think the mom and sister came with good intentions to see the renovations of her house. Absolutely breathtaking, by the way. Beautiful. The theme looks like blue velvet and gold. The windows are tall. The drapes are flowing. Just absolutely stunning. But Wendy makes the mistake, which was okay in my opinion, of bringing up the fact that she contacted her dad. The mom refers to him as a sperm donor because she says that she worked 4 jobs to put Wendy through school and her sister, Abby. So, Wendy says you were married, so he was more than just a sperm donor. But the mom says he did not help. Okay? And I'm thinking by that time, the mom probably had allegedly made her way to the U.S. at some point. That's why she had 4 jobs and was able to take care of her 2 daughters herself. And the dad was behind in Nigeria. Of course, the mom had a good point. She said, you and Eddie and the children were in Nigeria, and he, the dad, did not come and see her. Well, I am not Nigerian, but I do understand for the average person, it's the younger person who should respectfully go and see the older person. So I don't know if Wendy should have gone by herself or with another trusted person, but she could have gone to see her father or all of them. But I also know when you go to that country, you are probably in the safe place where you want to be, whether it's in Abuja or somewhere else that is very close to the comfortable accommodations that we as Americans are accustomed to. So I don't know why Wendy did not go and see her dad. But when he talked to her, when she called him, he said, I don't want to talk about the past. He said, I miss my daughter too. And it hasn't been easy not seeing you all these years. And it looks like, from what Wendy said, it's been 20 years since she's seen her dad. So the mom blows up when Ivy says, Wendy, yes, dad gave birth to you, but that doesn't mean he's a father. The mom is like, he gave birth to her. I gave birth to her. So Wendy makes sure that her son takes her daughter upstairs because she's seeing where this is going. And Wendy is getting upset because she said, I can handle it. You can say what you want to say to me, but not in the presence of the kids. And the daughter and the mom, they appear to gang up, and they're like, you shouldn't have pointed your finger at mom. So Wendy's husband, he leaves for a minute. He can hear them getting into it. So he comes back in the room And Wendy whispers to him that she's angry and she wants them to get the F out of her house. Her sister, of course, says, "Did you say you want us to get the F out your house?" So they leave. Her mom had already said, "I'm looking for my purse. I'm getting ready to go." Now, if you look at that on the surface level, you just see a disagreement. But what I saw is the mom and sister taking in that house. It already costs, I think, a couple million. And they're looking at these renovations, and they had already agreed, everybody in the house, that those renovations cost a pretty penny. So, I don't like to use the word jealous. That's a bit much. But let's just say that the mom and sister allegedly were a bit angry and envious of Wendy. Even though I believe the sister is a doctor, allegedly. But of course, she's living within her means, I hope. But now, since Eddie and Wendy are facing the problems, the financial problems that they are, I'm not saying Wendy's mama is happy, but Wendy's mom and a sister probably are making up all kind of stories, just like the public. That's how she did this. That's why she dressed like this. That's why she was able to renovate this and that. Even before they got there, Wendy had said, to her husband, Eddie, "What are we going to renovate next? Will it be the basement or will we get a pool?" And they agreed that they would get a pool. Well, this takes us back to Angel. Angel has to leave her house because it's an Airbnb. And instead of saying that to Wendy, when Wendy said, "You are evicted," she lets them know that she does have to move out. And they've already gotten their invitations to visit her at her home in Colorado. And I agree with Carlos King, who was interviewing Stacy from the show. And Angel, she has a delayed reaction to what happens on the show. And you can lose your position on the show if you're not able to read these women the way they should be read. So I don't know if I would be able to keep up either. So I don't blame Angel, because I come across too as a nice girl. And I don't really think about what you said until later, because I want to get along with everybody. But that's not the kind of show that Angel is on. Now, Ashley has allegedly, no, it's not even allegedly, she said it. Ashley has kissed another guest on the show, son. He's 27, she's 37. And they're saying you can't trust Ashley around your sons, your husbands, your brothers, your daddies, anybody. That would be Kiara. Kiara, just like Giselle said, needs to be concerned about moving in with her guy, I think it's Gregory, before she's given this ring. She had already moved out and she moved back. But he gave her a gift. He gave her a gift for moving into the house again. But it was a picture frame, not a ring. Picture frame was expensive. Doesn't matter. I want him to give that pretty girl a ring. What's the problem? I don't get it. She's making her own money on the show. I don't get it. Even Toya admitted to Entertainment Tonight that she makes more money on that show than her husband who is an ER doctor, working long hours. So I don't get it. Well, she'll figure it out. Hopefully before she's an old woman who can't bear children. Because it looks like she doesn't have any. With that said, Merry Christmas to everybody. And we probably walk around one more time, my son and I. So, Merry Christmas. Have a good one. Oh, yeah. I got this Oprah Winfrey show shirt when I was a guest on her show. Woo! Many years ago. Could have been 1997. I mean, that long ago. Yes, in Chicago. I had written a book. It might be still out there somewhere. Cotton Bill's character. And I was a guest on her show with some other people who had written things or created something else. Have a good one, everybody. Peace and blessings.